Fire destroys journalist's car. Arson suspected. Surge in COVID cases in Region 1 triggers CDC response. Suspected case of arson kills Cummings Lodge family. In the region, opposition demands new election in St. Kitts. And internationally, Mississippi votes to remove Confederate emblem from state flag. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I'm George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Early this morning, an alleged arsonist destroyed 3 vehicles in the compound of the Public Service Ministry's Training Division on Durban Street, Georgetown. One of the vehicles, a Honda CR-V, was owned by television reporter Travis Chase. According to reports, the fire was set around 3 a.m. Chase, who lives nearby, says he got a call shortly after the fire started. Based on security footage, it seems as if his vehicle was the intended target. A minibus belonging to the Ministry of Public Service and a motorcycle were also destroyed by the fire. After receiving threats in the past, Chase, who is also a principal representative of a local gold exporting company, had even secured police protection to go to and from work. An investigation is ongoing. A deadly house fire in Cummings Lodge killed a family of 3, and in this report, Esther Sobers tells us that investigators are treating the fire as a case of arson.
Tragedy struck on Saturday as a devastating house fire claimed the lives of a family of 3, 40-year-old Beverly Miller, 46-year-old Martin Lewis, and their son, 14-year-old DeWalt Eiffel, who died at their home in Cummings Lodge, East Coast, Narara. According to firefighters, their bodies were found clinging together. Investigators believe that the fire was set intentionally over a family dispute. Police have since arrested the cousin of the property owner. According to reports, he was seen in the top flat where the fire is believed to have started. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. An accident on the Soosdijk Public Road has left 6 persons hospitalized. Based on reports received, the accident occurred Saturday around 7:30 p.m. and involved a Route 50 minibus driver and a Toyota 4Runner. The driver of the minibus reportedly lost control of the vehicle before slamming into the 4Runner. As a result of the collision, the minibus toppled several times before landing on its side. Police said the bus was carrying approximately 10 passengers. 6 were taken to the Diamond Diagnostic Hospital for medical treatment. Their condition is listed as stable but serious. Stick around. Coming up after the break, police officer goes missing, and surge in COVID cases in Region 1 triggers CDC response.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Beccaphonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Rose Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-stand 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Pooja Singh and I'm the Senior Teacher at HEADUNE Treasure After School Program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online site, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379. I can call them now. Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Welcome back. Police Constable Quincy Lewis disappeared 10 days ago after leaving home for work. His family had last seen him on June 19th when he visited the home to uplift a change of clothing. He left his home in Westminster, West Bank, Demerara to go to work at the Agricola Police Outpost. He reportedly never reached. Police are expected to review surveillance footage along his probable route to work. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of Lewis is asked to contact telephone numbers 677-6547, 680-1436, or the nearest police station. A recent surge in cases of coronavirus in Santa Rosa has made the Moruca Subdistrict in Region 1 the epicenter of the pandemic in Guyana. Here's Bibi Bacchus with more.
The most populated indigenous community in the country, Santa Rosa in the Moruca Subdistrict of Region 1, has become the hotspot for COVID-19. After a full week of increasing cases, 63 residents of the community tested positive, inclusive of 1 police officer and 2 medical staff. 4 other police officers are also in quarantine. Over a dozen teachers also tested positive for the disease. Moruca's first case was reported in late May following the death of a 59-year-old male resident. Several persons who had made contact with him were placed in quarantine and some later tested positive. In response to the upsurge in the region, the Civil Defense Commission recently installed a number of isolation tents and temporary housing in that community. For Headline News Update, Bibi Bacchus.
Thanks, Bibi. Demerara Distillers Limited on Friday announced the donation of alcohol-based sanitizing cleaner Environ to the Ministry of Education to assist secondary schools with preparation for the upcoming CXC and CAPE exams. 128 secondary schools across the country will each receive 5 gallons of the cleanser. The company is now working on arrangements to provide similar support to schools at other levels prior to the planned opening of all schools in September. This donation of 2,500 liters to secondary schools follows a donation of 15,000 liters in March to various government organizations. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, opposition demands a new election in St. Kitts, and Mississippi votes to remove Confederate emblem from state flag.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness, or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-stand 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. This is why I can do here.
Hi Singh, and I'm the Senior Teacher at HEADUNE Treasure After School Program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online side, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379. I can call them now. Hidden treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. 5 defeated candidates of St. Kitts and Nevis's main opposition, the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, have filed petitions in the High Court challenging the results of the June 5th general elections in the Twin Island Federation. SKNLP leader Dr. Denzel L. Douglas later told supporters that the party's agents had reported that there had been massive cheating in the conduct of the general elections, which were held during a state of emergency and COVID-19 conditions. Douglas insisted that the June 5th elections were, quote, fraudulent. The government is illegal and we want fresh elections in this country, end quote. According to the party leader, there were no serious observers during the elections because Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris told OAS and Commonwealth observers that if they came, they would have to be quarantined for 14 days and the election would have been over. Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris was sworn into office for a second consecutive term after his coalition, Team Unity, won 9 of the 11 seats in the parliament. In Chile, thousands of foreign fruit pickers are stranded because their savings have gone and borders remain closed. Many are from Bolivia, which does not have full diplomatic ties because of a long-running territorial dispute with its neighbor. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman has more.
Some have traveled thousands of kilometers from southern Chile to get to this school in Santiago, today a refuge for stranded Bolivians. Here they're given a mattress and blankets and assigned a classroom where they join the others. Most are seasonal workers who come to Chile each year to pick fruit from October to March, when summer ends. But now it's winter, it's raining and cold, and like the rest, the Gomez family hasn't been able to leave.
Bolivia closed the borders and declared a quarantine. They didn't let buses or anyone cross, not even us Bolivians.
For 3 months, they camped outside of their consulate, asking for help. But just like thousands of Venezuelan, Cuban, Colombian, and Peruvian migrants stranded in Chile, they've had to depend on charity now that their savings are gone.
We have mattresses, food, and a roof over our heads now, but no thanks to the Bolivian government. It's abandoned us. That's what hurts the most.
We were working in southern Chile, but they declared lockdowns there too, so we had to come here. We don't know when we can go home.
3 women have given birth while waiting to return to Bolivia. 4 others are pregnant. The 300 people here have been told that following dinner, no one else will be able to enter.
After that, the plan is to put this whole school under quarantine so that everybody who's in here can be guaranteed to be COVID-free after 14 days. Then they will be taken by bus to the border with Bolivia. But at this point, there is absolutely no guarantee that authorities there will open the borders to allow these people to go back home.
In the last month, they've in fact allowed 2,000 Bolivians who've undergone certified quarantines to re-enter. But with the number of coronavirus cases in Chile now one of the world's highest, many countries are understandably less eager to speed up repatriations. All this while the number of people stranded here grows.
There is a permanent flow of new people. We're only just beginning to see the economic effects of this pandemic on migrants and temporary workers.
For many, the wait isn't the worst part. It's the feeling of being trapped and the fear of not knowing if the virus might take their lives or those of family members back in Bolivia before they can make it home. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Santiago.
And internationally, senators in the U.S. state of Mississippi have voted to replace the state flag, the last in the nation to display the Confederate battle emblem. Al Jazeera's Gabriel Elizondo reports.
A contentious flag that symbolized America's past connection with slavery, soon to be gone. Lawmakers in Mississippi voted overwhelmingly to remove the state flag 126 years after it was adopted. The last of its kind in the U.S. to carry the symbol of the Confederate States that fought and lost the Civil War to maintain slavery in America.
Do you want to be on the right side of history, or do you not? And I'm proud of the vote that I personally cast here today, and I'm certainly proud of the other 80 individuals who came alongside to cast that same vote.
For many, the Confederate flag symbolizes hate.
My parents and grandparents experienced much terrorism and tyranny under that flag. As a younger Mississippian, a millennial, it represents darker days of our state when our state government and various others used it as a symbol of supremacy.
Others argued getting rid of the flag is another attempt to wipe out America's history.
They're going to change everything. They're taking the monuments down. They're taking your flags down. They want to take Columbus down. They want to take George Washington down.
In 2001, Mississippi voters decided by a 2-to-1 margin to keep the flag as the official state emblem. But times have changed. With the death of George Floyd in May, sparking nationwide civil rights protests highlighting racial inequalities, a renewed call to change the flag. This time it was successful. But a new flag is just the first step in achieving racial justice, some argue. More is needed in a state where 31% of blacks live in poverty, compared to 12% of whites.
The flag is a symbol, and I applaud them because now it relieves the trauma that I face daily and what most African Americans in the state face. So that is a positive. But from a substantive angle, we have to see these policies that are punitive and draconian right now. We have to get rid of those policies so that we can have equal playing field once and for all.
A 9-person commission will oversee a new state flag design. Voters will approve or reject it on the ballot in November. Gabriel Zondo, Al Jazeera.
That's all for today's regional and international news. Here is your 3-day weather forecast. That's all for this edition of the Headline News Update. Tune in Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Also, visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for all the news we couldn't fit in the newscast. Until then, take care. Greetings and welcome to